Welcome to the Explainer. So, today we're actually diving into a playbook that solves, well, arguably the biggest headache for literally any new founder out there. Scaling up a highly profitable business without completely drowning in overhead or management chaos. We're going to break down how to build a remarkably lean, efficient operation right from the ground up.
$471,000 a month. Yeah, you heard that right. That is the actual real-world recurring revenue of a GoHighLevel SaaS business we're looking at, sitting right around 1,300 active subscribers. This isn't just some abstract theory. This explainer is grounded in the exact strategies that built this massive recurring revenue engine. And honestly, the most fascinating part? The foundational hiring strategy they used is startlingly simple. And the best part is, it starts on day one, even if you are currently making absolutely zero.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First, we'll look at the lean SaaS vision, then pinpoint your most important hire, unpack the project-based hiring strategy, dive into sourcing top-tier talent, and finally, wrap up with the ultimate vetting filter.
All right, part one, the lean SaaS vision.
So, before we get completely lost in the tactical weeds here, let's just zoom out and look at the macro blueprint. You can actually reach $50,000 a month with just 3 employees. Let me just repeat that, 3 employees. From 0 all the way to $20,000 a month, you're rolling with exactly 1 virtual assistant. That's it. Once you cross that 20K mark, you bring on a customer success manager to handle all the onboarding and client communication. And finally, right around the 30 to 40K mark, that's when you hire a salesperson. That is the entire lean machine. It keeps your profit margins incredibly high, we're talking around 70%, and really sets the stage for a business that gives you ultimate freedom. But to get there, everything, and I mean everything, relies on this very first step.
Which brings us to part two, your most important hire.
Look, if you're making anywhere from 0 to under 10 grand a month right now, your very first hire is absolutely critical. It will dictate your success or failure, period. This is your virtual assistant. Think of them as your 100% button pusher. Whenever you close a new client, whether it's for a website, an AI voice agent, or social media management, this VA jumps in and does all the manual back-end setup. They build the accounts, they do the actual heavy lifting of fulfilling the product. Basically, they're your right-hand person. So why is it so absolutely crucial that they're the ones pushing all the buttons?
Well, just look at how the founder's time is allocated here. To reach that $20,000 a month milestone, 90% of your time must be relentlessly dedicated to sales and marketing. You only want about 10% left over for admin or oversight. If you're the one sitting there pressing the buttons, tweaking the websites, and manually setting up software accounts, you're literally bottlenecking your own business. By handing off that fulfillment to your VA, you immediately buy back your time to do the one and only thing that actually grows your revenue, selling.
Moving on to part three, project-based hiring strategy.
Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I have 0 money right now, how on earth can I afford an employee? And that's totally fair. Full-time hiring means paying a set hourly or salary rate regardless of your client flow. For a beginner, that is a massive financial risk. But project-based hiring, that completely flips the script. You are paying a flat fee per task, and here's the kicker, you only pay it after a client has already paid you. It's essentially 0 financial risk.
Let's look at the specific math from the source material. $30 to $40. So let's say you close a client on a $297 a month recurring subscription for a brand new website. You just turn to your virtual assistant and say, hey, I'll pay you a flat fee of $40 to build this 20-page website. It might take them 2 hours, maybe it takes them 5. It really doesn't matter. You are paying them directly out of the money the client just handed you. You literally lose nothing, your client gets an amazing product, and you get to keep the recurring revenue month after month without ever having touched the website builder yourself. You can literally start doing this on day one. Now, what's really interesting about this next slide is how we actually do this. Part 4, sourcing top-tier talent.
When we evaluate the different platforms out there, Pros Marketplace definitely offers very high quality, but it comes at a premium cost, making it way better suited for established founders who are actively scaling up. OnlineJobs.ph is a pretty common alternative, but the quality there can be super variable. But Upwork hits the absolute sweet spot for total beginners finding their first hires. It gives you good quality at a low to medium cost. So that's exactly where we are going to focus our attention today.
All right, let's walk through the exact step-by-step Upwork posting playbook. First, you're going to create a job post specifically tailored to your niche. Think things like web design or GoHighLevel. Second, and honestly this is key, you have to boost the post. Yeah, it costs a one-time fee of about $30 or $40, but it radically increases your visibility on the platform. Third, you filter the candidates using advanced preferences. And fourth, you actively go out and invite up to 500 targeted candidates every single day to apply to your job. Don't just sit back and wait for them to come to you. You have to actively source them.
Let's zoom in on those advanced preferences for a second, because they're crucial. First up, native or bilingual English. This is an absolute, non-negotiable, mandatory trait. Your VA must speak excellent English. Second, you want to set your location preference to South America or South Africa. The source material strongly recommends South American talent in particular, noting that the employee quality there for these specific roles is just remarkably high. And finally, you just plug in your specific skill keywords like web design or GoHighLevel.
Which brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Part 5, the ultimate vetting filter. Okay, so your job is posted and applications are pouring in. How do you avoid wasting hours upon hours on terrible interviews? Well, I want to read this quote directly from the source because it is literally the absolute crux of this entire hiring strategy. Make it a requirement to send a 1-minute Loom video. Only after you watch the Loom video do you interview them. You absolutely must put this requirement right inside your job posting.
So, why is a simple 1-minute video so magical? Well, first off, it instantly proves their spoken English skills, saving you from trying to decipher a perfect typed resume that, let's be real, was probably written by ChatGPT. Second, it shows their energy and exactly how they present themselves. But honestly, most importantly, it acts as a massive seriousness buffer. It filters out the lazy applicants. If someone isn't willing to take just 60 seconds out of their day to record a quick video explaining why they're a great fit for your role, they are going to be a terrible employee. You just delete their application right then and there. You only spend your valuable time interviewing the candidates who actually submit a great Loom video.
By targeting the right regions and fiercely guarding your time with a simple video filter, you can build a highly profitable team with literally zero financial risk. So, I'll leave you with this question. What manual, button-pushing task are you doing right now that you could hand off to a project-based VA today? It's time to buy back your time, focus on sales, and actually start scaling. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really can't wait to see how you put this playbook into action.